Hey everybody, hope you're having a nice day. Welcome to Farming Simulator 2014. This was an interesting addition to the Farming Simulator series after it gained some traction. I think the switch to the 2D art style really did complement the gameplay in a positive light. Okay, this joke isn't going anywhere. I'm just going to drop a disclaimer right here at the start of the episode. The entire first half of this episode is just going to be me complaining about shit and catching people up on all the things that I did between episodes, specifically like 6.5 hours of things that I cut out, that none of which was worth showing at all. So if that's not your kind of deal, then I'll put a timestamp on screen right now or in the description if you're watching it on mobile, so you can just go ahead and skip right ahead into the action, which we will be doing today. But first, I want to make sure everybody's fully aware of the things we're doing. So, I'm going to open my inventory, and every single item in here except for 2 in this Nimbus rod I picked up, I'm just going to throw this away because I don't actually care about it. Like, every single weapon in my inventory right now is completely new. You've never seen it before, because I did a shitload of farming, and if I come up to my glass chest, because I don't have an actual chest to keep all the stuff in, I have an entire chest's worth of extra stuff that I picked up. And to put in reference the amount of bullshit that I went through, everything on the left side of the, okay, well, not these, but all of these weapons have a less than 1% chance to drop. So that's how much shit I went through. I have 6 of these things. 6 of them. That's not even counting all the ones that I sold before I realized that I was stocking them up for that shock value. Anyways, I'm gonna stop complaining. I bitched enough last episode. I don't want to make it seem like I don't like this game. I did get like 160 hours of it. Fuck this part of the game. Just fuck it. I'm done with it. Anyways, I killed the golem a bunch of times. It really wasn't anything spectacular. As a matter of fact, if I come over here, I'll show you this thing. It's a box with the lizard altar inside of it. Mainly because I picked up the Pixaw, which is the most powerful pickaxe in the game. I have a legendary reforge on it even, so it's even more beautiful. And it does mine pretty fast. If I just mine straight down, it goes pretty fast. I don't actually remember like the exact... yeah, whatever. Don't plan on killing him anymore times lately, so it doesn't matter what direction these are facing. Okay, whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm not gonna worry about it. This is the best pickaxe in the game. It's a bit stronger than our pickaxe axe. It's 210% pickaxe power, plus 1 range. It's capable of mining lizard bricks, which is why I picked up this lizard altar. So this is what I did to farm the golem. As you can see, you can just right-click on it with a power cell, and after you defeated him, you can summon him anywhere in the world with this Pixaw. And I put a timer up with a lever, and I put all these traps on it. The 1-second timer is crafted with a gold watch and some wire that you buy from the mechanic. And let's see, what else did I pick up from the golem? I picked up this thing. It's a possessed hatchet. It is a melee weapon that chases after everything you throw it at. I kind of threw everything directly at what I was aiming at, so let's see if I can get something better. Let's see, I'm chasing this guy. See if I can get the axe to chase him down there. There we go. It sort of chases after the enemy that you throw it at. I picked up a heat ray, also from the golem. It's basically an improved space gun, I guess I'd say. And I also picked up the golden fist. This is a melee weapon. Pow! The possessed hatchet is also a melee weapon, I should also point out. But lastly, we picked up the stinger, which is a area of effect range damage thing. As you can see, I shot the fish there, but it wasn't just the only explosion. It splintered off into a couple pieces of shrapnel that then went on to explode over the rest of the ground. So it does contact damage, but as you can see, all of those shrapnel pieces go off and conveniently kill other things. So it's worth noting for the purposes of Shroomite armor that this does count as rockets. The stinger bolts, which after picking it up from the golem the first time, the witch doctor will start to sell. So if I quickly return back to my house, first off I made all the armor, but I also made the Shroomite helmet for rocket damage because we're going to be using the stinger quite a bit. Come down here to the witch doctor. Yeah, he is still alive. These guys die a lot down here, but he sells stinger bolts. They're not very expensive. It only costs like 7 gold to get an entire 9.99 stack of them. Anyways, that's it for golem drops. Moving on to dungeon drops. As you can probably see throughout the episode, I've had this weird floaty thing above my head. Serves as a replacement for the fairy bell. It's called the Wisp in a Bottle. I was talking about this for a short amount of time earlier in the last episode, but you take it out of your inventory and you kind of snack on it. It makes a weird crunch sound, and it summons this dude, and he follows you depending on which direction you're walking. So if I press S on my keyboard, that's down, obviously he goes down. If I press W, he kind of goes up. If I start moving forward, he moves ahead of me. As vice versa, I can sort of make him dance. He provides light, so it's easier for you to mine and explore dungeons without wasting torches all the time. It's just a quality of life pickup that I really enjoy. Otherwise, we picked up this magnet sphere thing. This is also a less than 1% chance to drop, and it sends out this weird pulsating sphere sort of thing, and if I can come across an enemy, it sends out these beams that hit okay, here's a there you go. Dramatization? No, that's not what I'm looking for. There's some word. I'm not gonna go over it. This is a melee weapon, and it has an absolute shitload of base damage. I guess it's the same as the possessed hatchet. So I don't know, but it's basically it's a different form of the possessed hatchet that it doesn't chase after your enemies, but it's extremely fast and it does pierce them. Oh my. This is a rainbow slime. He drops rainbow blocks. They rainbowify. There we go. It's a pretty powerful melee weapon. I honestly, if I had to say, it's the most powerful melee weapon in the game, simply because of how fast it moves. And keep in mind that this does, in fact, stack with melee speed. The throw speed, of course. So the more melee speed you have, the faster the projectile will move. So do keep that in mind. I picked up, this thing is an Inferno Fork. You should already know what this does. It picked up from the Diabolist, and it's a slightly nerfed version. The fire cloud doesn't stick around for as long as normal, but you hit something with it, and the fire cloud does burning damage to anybody who stands inside of it, as well as doing some contact damage. So, switching these out. This is the Spectre Staff. It's dropped by ragged casters in the dungeon, and you fire it and the bolt chases after enemies. This is the Shadow Beam Staff. You'll also know what this does. This is dropped by the Necromancers, and it just bounces and it does contact damage. And you can hold it to continue spamming the beams. It does pretty good damage, but it's mostly the ricochet that you're looking for. That's just about everything. However, I also picked up this thing. This is a sniper rifle, and this is basically like the greatest gun ever made. And if I'm moving really quick, I can show you it does 214 range damage. And if I stop, it immediately starts going up to 309 range damage with 66 critical strike chance because of my set bonus. And this is basically just the greatest thing that's ever been created ever. If I can find an enemy, I'll show you why. Here we go. So this gun is the greatest thing that's ever been created ever, and this is why it's the greatest thing that's ever been created ever. That's why it's the greatest thing that's ever been created ever. That was 700 damage. You can actually do over 1,000 damage in a single shot with this gun. Let's try this one. Oh, I didn't crit, sadly enough. It would have insta-killed him if it crit. It's beautiful. It one-shots things in the dungeon. And there's also this thing. It's a key brand. You'll end up picking up a lot of these, I think. It's a simple sword. It's got a nice arc to it. It does damage. It doesn't have auto swing, so you do have to click with each swing of the sword. But it's good, alright. I mean, I guess. I personally prefer the Paladin's Hammer, because it does count as a melee weapon, so you do get the same bonuses. I think that's everything that's in my inventory. Let's go ahead and go back, because I have a couple accessories to talk about. You can see one of them, excuse me, in my inventory, and there's also this one, as well as I'm going to grab this, and go back to my permanent, or temporary storage chest. That's exactly the opposite I was looking for. And I'll talk about my accessories. First off, the Deadly Sniper Scope. This is the I did pick up the Sorcerer Emblem. I went down to hell and I killed the Wall of Flesh and I picked up the Sorcerer Emblem, and when you combine all three of the emblems you get the Avenger Emblem, which is just a straight 12% increase in all damage. And I did record myself putting all this stuff together, but I decided I didn't like the recording and I trashed it, so I have to just sort of recap it. Anyways, the Avenger Emblem can be combined with the Eye of the Golem to form the Destroyer Emblem, which is a 10% increased damage, and also an 8% increase in critical strike chance. So don't do the Destroyer Emblem thing if you're doing magic or melee spec, because it's purely for range, because it's critical strike chance, and it actually lowers your overall damage. It goes from 12% to 10%. So only do it if you're going for a range spec, because that's what it's good for. And then you can combine it with this thing. This is the Rifle Scope. It increases the view range for guns, so if I pull up my Mini Shark, if I right click with it now, I can sort of zoom out to the edge of the screen. And this is actually built into the sniper rifle, so even if I take off the sniper scope, I can still zoom. But this allows you to do it with other guns. See, if I right click, I can't do it anymore. But I put it back on and zoom. Okay, there you go. Let's see. That's just about everything for that. You combine the Destroyer Emblem with the Hard Rifle Scope to get this, and it's 10% range increased damage and critical strike chance. So it's a 2% increase in crit chance. It's a tiny little thing, but hey, it also does the Rifle Scope thing, which is less important to me. It doesn't actually work on the Stinger for some reason. I'm guessing it because it counts as rocket damage. So let's come down here and do some crafting. So I have these things in my inventory, the Violent Tabai and Hasty Black Belts. The Black Belt and Tabai are both dropped by Bone Lee, which is an enemy that spawns in the dungeon, and the Tiger Climbing Gear we already crafted. So if you come over to the tinkering table, there's the word I'm looking for, you can craft the Master Ninja Gear out of all of these, which allows you to combine all of them. You can climb walls. Like, I can't really demonstrate since I have wings, but it doesn't matter. If you double tap a key, I don't know. Oh, god damn it! I should probably put the equipment on first. You double tap a key, you can dash, and let's see if I can demonstrate the wall climb right here. There you go. You can hold on to walls where you're using it, and I can't really show you, but there's also a slight chance to dodge attacks. So that's just the combined effects of all the other ones. So here's the one that's really, really broken. It's in my inventory. This is the Yonk Shield. It grants immunity to almost every debuff in the game except for on fire. So if like you jump in lava, you're still going to catch on fire. And I had to write this down because of the sheer amount of shit that you have to get to be put into this thing. So this is the Ankh Charm combined with the Obsidian Shield, which is the Obsidian Skull and the Cobalt Shield. The Ankh Charm is crafted from, and I quote, the Armor Bracing, which is again another item that's crafted from the Armor Polish, which is dropped by armored skeletons in the dungeon, and the Vitamins, which is dropped by floaty grosses or corruptors if you have the corruption. You combine those two to get the Armor Bracing. That's one of the ingredients. The second one is the Medicated Bandage, and that is a combination of the Bezoar, which drops from hornets in the jungle and also toxic sludge underground, and the Adhesive Bandage, which drops from, again, armored skeletons in the dungeon and werewolves during a full moon event. Combine those two to get the Medicated Bandage. That's two. The third one is called the Plan, which is a combination of the Fast Clock, which drops from pixies and mummies and wraiths, light mummies and dark mummies, and the Trifold Map, which is dropped by clowns, bats, and the light mummy. Combine those to get the Plan. And the fourth is the Counter Curse Mantra, which is a Nazar, which drops from floating weapons, like the enchanted weapons that you see in the Underground Crimson and Hallow and Corruption. I don't remember exactly the name. I know the Crimson one is called the Crimson Axe. There you go. And that's dropped from those and the Cursed Skull in the dungeon, and the Megaphone, which drops from the Pixie and Light Mummy. And you combine those two to get the Counter Curse Mantra, and the fifth one is in a combination. It's just a blindfold, and that's dropped by, if you have Crimson in your world, it's only dropped by Dark Mummies. Otherwise, it can be dropped by Corrupt Slimes if you have Corruption. Now here's the kicker. Every single one of those items I listed has a 1% chance to drop from any of those enemies. So this is a bitch to get, but oh my god, is it worth it. Because as long as we're wearing this thing, we're immune to knockback, we're immune to poison, we're immune to broken armor, we're immune to darkness, we're immune to toxin, we're immune to, oh my god, let's see, we're immune to slow, we're immune to getting lost, we're immune to confusion, we're immune to everything, we're basically immune to most immunities, most debuffs in the game. So it's actually really nice to have just for walking around. I wouldn't recommend wearing it in the middle of a battle. Okay, that's the Ankh shield. I had to write all that down, just remember it. And this is the Paladin shield. It drops from the Paladin, as well as the Paladin's hammer. It's I did bring this up shortly last episode. It absorbs 25% of the damage that's done to other friendlies on your team, so it's mostly meant for a team sort of thing if you're doing online. However, it also has the most base damage of any, most base defense of any accessory in the game. It's 6 defense. For reference, our Ankh shield gives us 4 defense. And it also has been reforged for plus 4% damage, which is nice. And let's see, what else do I have? I also made myself some new wings. These are ghost wings, which are crafted from some amount of ectoplasm and 20 souls of fight, as usual. And I do have leaf wings as a vanity item, because I do actually like the way these looks, but I don't know if you can see that. Those weird, like, artifact things at the end of them. I don't know if that's intended, or if it's an accident, but it doesn't really look nice to me, so I bought some leaf wings for 1 platinum from the Witch Doctor. He only sells them in the hard mode jungle biome, and only during the night. And that's dyed orange because it looks nice. It kind of has this autumn feel to it. This is what it looks like without it. And I think this really kind of unifies the color scheme I'm going for, so I like it. I think that's everything I have in my inventory. So, let me just want to do one more quick passover check. Make sure I have everything I wanted to talk about. That is, I did pick up a tactical shotgun. I'll show this off really quick. Tactical shotgun. It's just a big shotgun and spreads out in a spray. And the Galley rocket launcher, which I'm not going to use. I'm going to throw this back away because I don't ever use it for anything. As well as this, because I had to pick it up. Just to show it off. So now I don't feel bad about selling every single one of these. This is like 3 platinum in 1 chest right now. I don't need any of these, so I'm just going to sell all of them. And probably a couple of these things in my inventory since I never use them. But there you go. Now you're all caught up on everything. Wait, no, you're not caught up. I almost forgot. There we go. I also crafted some armor sets. Let's see. So you already are aware of the chlorophyte stuff. You already are aware of the range stuff. But here, just go ahead and quick stack my money. This is the Spectre set. I showed off the Spectre hood that gives healing. This is the Spectre mask. Let's go ahead and equip this really quick. I do that by right-clicking, if you're wondering. So if I can find an enemy, let's go over to the Hallow, because there's more hostile enemies in the Hallow. If I can find an enemy, I'll be able to demonstrate, but I don't plan on it. I'll go ahead and show the description off. The set bonus, magic damage done to enemies will also hurt nearby extra enemies. Extra nearby enemies. Okay, that was a weird wording. So the Spectre hood, if you're wearing the Spectre hood, the set bonus is that doing damage to enemies sends out these little tendrils of light that come back and heal you for, I think, 5 each. I'm not sure if there's like a specific amount. But this is the Battle Mage alternative. I read it wrong when I was describing the Spectre hood. God, wow, I seriously almost forgot that. I kind of read it wrong when I was describing the Spectre hood the first time around. It's 40% decreased damage, not increased damage. That's what they did to nerf it. That was introduced in 1.2.3 to sort of force force people into wearing the Spectre hood for a support mage type of role, and this for a battle mage type of role. So as you can see, when I did some damage, it sort of sent out these weird tendrils, and they went off and attacked some other enemies. That's all well and good. Let's go back to the base. There's the Spectre set. And This is the beetle armor. This is made from turtle armor and beetle husks, which I'm pretty sure is a 100% drop from the golem. So you'll actually accrue these up pretty quickly. I had a full stack of these. I only needed about 26 to make the entire set, both scale mails. So as with most sets, there are different types, but this one is in the chest plate instead of in the helmet. So the overall, I think this is the one I want. Yeah, no, okay, whatever, it's fine. I can do both of them. So the turtle armor, what happened was, it's, first off, this is basically a exact copy of the turtle armor. I'm not mousing over it just yet because I don't want to show the set bonus off. But the set bonus was that enemies that did damage to you also took damage themselves. So that's going to be super important. But, no, that was super important. But now it's been sort of replaced. It's been phased out. Now they've split it into two sorts of things. So right now the set bonus is when I'm wearing the scale mail, beetles increase your melee damage and speed. So I don't think it, I'm pretty sure it starts when you attack an enemy. You get a stack of beetles that go out and attack your enemy, and they greatly increase your melee damage and melee speed. Which is really helpful if you're using something like this, where melee speed means you throw things faster, so do more damage, so get more melee speed. That's really helpful. Meanwhile, as well, there is the beetle shell, which adds a different sort of thing. So this is the defensive one. So now, every couple seconds, beetles will fly out of my body. There's 3 of them that can spawn around me, and each one of them will protect me from some form of damage. I don't know if it counts kind of like the titanium armor dodge, just 3 times in a row. I never really got the chance to test it out because I don't do the melee spec, like I said. I'm more of a ranged kind of guy. So let's put these back in their respective positions. So there we go. There's all the stuff. Also, I picked up this jungle key mold, so I will be going to the dungeon. I'll pick that up and I'll show the weapon off a little bit later. Oh right, I also did, really quickly, I did a couple more pirate evasions, and I picked up this thing, which is a lucky coin, which is an accessory. When equipped, it causes them to drop extra coins. It's really good for farms. As you can see, I have a shitload of platinum, though. I had like 12, but I don't actually need that much money anymore because of this thing, which saves my life. This also drops from the pirate invasion. Shops have lower prices. This is really, really cool when equipped. I'm pretty sure it's like 20% decrease on reforged prices. So like a 20 gold item suddenly costs like 15 gold to craft, 15 gold to reforge. So it's like, wow, that's suddenly a big drop, right? That saves you a lot in the long run. So I don't actually need that much money anymore. I think that's everything. Okay, that's everything. Welcome back, everybody who skipped forward into the video. I hope you're enjoying your day so far. I know I'm not. I just spoke for like 20 minutes straight. So, really quickly, let's grab some hallowed bars, some ectoplasm, and some pumpkins out of my chests. Where are they? Where's my pumpkins? Are they in my inventory? They might be. Are they? They're in here. Okay, they're in my safe still. So, come over to my anvil. Let's see, open my crafting menu, and the pumpkin moon medallion down here. 30 pumpkins, 5 ectoplasm, and 10 hallowed bars. I'm going to craft another one because I plan on doing this more than once. So, the pumpkin moon is a special event. So there are goblin invasions and pirate invasions that can happen during the day and have their own summon things. This will never happen on its own. You have to summon it. And unlike the invasions, it's restricted to night only, sort of like a solar eclipse or a blood moon kind of thing. So it's sort of like a combination of an invasion and a blood moon. So it only occurs during the night. So you use the pumpkin moon medallion at the beginning of the night, and it starts the pumpkin moon event. If you can't finish it by the end of the night, it'll just end prematurely. So the pumpkin moon is a wave-based sort of thing, which is new. We have never done something like that before. There are 15 different waves, each getting more and more difficult as the night progresses, and there are boss monsters that will spawn. I was sort of lying when I said the golem was the last boss in the game. It's the last standalone boss. there are like straight up mini boss monsters that will spawn and swarm you while you're going through the night. There can be like 5-6 boss monsters on the screen at the same time. I'm not going to spoil much, I'm just going to say that it gets pretty fucking ridiculous. But as the waves continue, more and more stuff starts spawning and more difficult enemies start spawning. But each boss has their own drops. So the normal enemies, they don't drop anything unique. They do have some drops, but the unique drops come from killing the boss monsters, which means you have to get into the later waves in order to start getting drops. But you don't need to finish the actual event in order to get the drops. You can just get to like wave 8 and there will be monsters, some boss monsters spawning, and you can just get really lucky and you'll drop like the best weapon in the game. And you can just use that and congratulations, you win. So I felt really scummy doing it in the Reign of Cthulhu fight because like I don't know if that was intended or not, but it's basically straight up intended for you to not be able to win the Pumpkin Moon your first time through. It is incredibly difficult, and it is possible. It is possible to beat the Pumpkin Moon your first time through. You need really, really good accessories, and you need to be very prepared, and I am pretty prepared, so there might be a chance. But don't blame me if I lose the first time through, don't blame me if I can't finish it the first time through. I'm pretty sure it's just like straight up designed that way, because it's actually really, really difficult. It's a significant ramp up in difficulty. I honestly, save for like my accessories, I could have 2 accessories. I could have a Celestial Stone, and I could have, what else? I guess I could have another Destroyer Emblem. Those, aside from like my accessories, I have the best stuff I can have in the game right now, and this is still going to be very difficult for me. So I might not win my first time through. Don't judge me. But we are going to finish it. We are going to get all the way through in this video, even if it does take more than one through. That's why I have already crafted more than one medallion. So, there we go. Been talking for like 25 minutes straight. I'm going to be using the Stinger for the large majority of this fight. That's why I crafted the rocket damage head. So without the rocket damage thing, it does 95 range damage. Putting it on, it does... Oop, accidentally double clipped. Now it does 109, which is actually significantly pretty good. And it also increases my bolts, I think? No, it doesn't. Okay. So it doesn't increase the bolt damage, but it does increase the weapon damage. So it's a pretty significant jump up. We're going to be using this for most of the fight because it's actually very powerful, not just because like it's a good weapon in general, but also the area effect is going to be really helpful for clearing out waves and making sure there's lots of like heart pickups that we can jump down to and pick up if we're in dire need of them. So, I think that's everything. I'm all cut up now. I haven't slurred my words. I feel pretty good about that one. I'm not going to ditch this recording. I'm going to stop right now, and I'm going to wait until the night starts. I'm going to start the Pumpkin Moon, and we're going to do it tonight. Hopefully things go well. I will see you then. Except not really. Hello, this is me from the future. I'm in editing right now, in post, and this is a bit awkward because apparently not only was my computer messing up while I was recording, but so too was my microphone. And I'm not entirely sure why, but for some reason the echo filter on my microphone just decided it didn't want to exist while I was recording this one. And thankfully I did get it fixed now, or at least I hope. I'm going to play this back, and if it's not echoey, then you're going to be seeing it in the video right now. But I don't know what caused it, really. I guess I was farther away from my microphone than I usually was, and it just didn't know what to do, so it kind of picked up all the echo from the room. I'm in a room with a wooden floor, that's why you can hear so many things around me, because the echoing in this place is ridiculous. It's got really good acoustics, but it's not good if you're recording in an empty room. So, I did bump up the gain on the audio, so you will be able to hear me. Just don't feel weird if you can hear the echoing. And I apologize in advance for the audio issues, but I'm just going to drop you back in. And hopefully it doesn't ruin everything forever. See you! Okay, welcome back everybody. It's about nighttime, and really quickly I just want to show off. This is the Piranha gun. It latches on to enemies that you shoot them with, otherwise it just shoots out in a straight line. You hit an enemy with this, it will latch onto them and keep hitting them until they die. There you go, that's the Piranha gun. You get that from the jungle chest. It's about time for the night starts, and I'm ready. I have my set, I have my accessories. I think we're going to be wearing the ninja suit for this one, so I'm going to go to the dodge. I'm doing this one over by the golden farming area. So the night music has started, so let's go ahead and pick one of these up and begin the pumping run. So the first wave is a scarecrow. You can see them spawning over here now. So we don't have to worry about the first couple waves that much. They aren't very difficult. I don't know if there's a set amount of enemies you have to kill before the second wave starts. I think it would be. Yeah, that seems to make the most sense now that I think about it. So yeah, there's a set amount of enemies you have to kill. So we're just going to jump around and kill as many of these as possible. This is where the area of effect really helps. You can see the same amounts of damage that we're doing with this stuff. There we go, already done with wave 1. So wave 2 is scarecrows and splinterlings. These are splinterlings. I don't actually know the specific enemies that these guys can drop. So the splinterling did just drop some spooky wood, which we can actually, first off we can actually craft it into a set of armor that increases the amount of enemies that can spawn. But that's where I don't really count it as a set of armor. It's not really an endgame set of armor. It's more just something I use for very specific purposes rather than overall. So now they're hellhound spawning. This is wave 3. Like I said, the first couple waves aren't very stressful. It's after this that I really want to worry about, because there are no boss monsters spawning. It's just common worthless enemies. I'm stocked up on stinger bolts, so I can afford to spam them. I'm going to go kill these guys because they're kind of gathering up over here. So as you can see, this is really important. You may notice that the ground is starting to get covered in hearts. I'm going to throw these away because I don't need them. The ground is starting to get covered in hearts and money, but mostly hearts. That'll be useful. I'm going to try not to pick them up because I'm flying around all over the place. This will be very useful later on when I actually aim in danger. Okay, so here is our first boss monster spawn. You can tell which one he is. This is where the stinger really shines. There you go. There's the morning. And you can already sort of see his special attack. He stands still and he starts throwing out all sorts of flaming. God, that guy scares me. Also, there are poltergeists, flying enemies, but mostly the Morningwood is the most important one. And yes, his name is Morningwood. Ha ha ha, it's very funny. It's funny, I make the jokes, but when I make the jokes, they're funny, but when the game makes the jokes, they're not funny. Yeah. There you go, there's a better oh shit, there's a better angle on his attacks. So as you can already see, there are a shitload of these enemies spawning. These have 12,000 health apiece, so they're not easy to kill. And they're actually do quite a lot of damage, so if I'm standing in the middle of their attacks, I'm going to take a lot of damage, like that. I should probably buff, like I said. Okay, here's the big scary guy. This is a pumpkin. He has 2,200 health, and he flies, and he is the real boss monster that I was talking about. So he flies after you, and he has these scythes that do contact damage, and he also makes the weird, crazy, ethereal scythes start spawning. But as you can see, we're already getting to the point where there are multiple enemies of these guys on screen at the same time. There are Morningwoods down below that will start firing upon me if I go down. So, we're, I don't know, actually, I kind of lost count of what wave we're in. But, as you can read, wave 9. Wow, we're already halfway through the wave. We're already halfway through the night. But the difficulty has only just begun. So, now we're at a point where I think we'll have multiple pumpkins on the enemy at the same, on the screen at the same time. And these guys do actually a bunch of damage, so if we get locked into one of them, into a cycle with one of them, they actually will take care of us very quickly because we don't have knockback immunity right now because of the I'm not wearing the arc shield. Oh hey, there's a weapon. You dropped a weapon. I'm going to try and pick it up. There we go. Horseman's blade. That's very useful. I will go over the loot at the end of the episode, but I don't have time right now, as you can probably tell. This is actually not as stressful as I thought it would be. This is very peaceful. I guess I came a bit prepared for this one. I mostly just wanted to have all the endgame content, because we're doing this, and we're doing the frost mode in the next episode, and that's it. Done. I'm not doing this game anymore. I'm fucking tired of this game. I'm so tired of playing this game right now. I think this is wave 11. I wasn't actually keeping counts. I can't really look. But there's 15 waves. No, this is wave. Okay. So we're making pretty good time here. I've not taken a whole lot of damage. I'm still pretty good. Don't jinx it, dude. I'm keeping away from these guys, but there will be a point where we have multiple of these guys chasing me, and even then, I want to do more of these fights because there's multiple amounts of loot we can get from them, and the ranged, from what I understand, the ranged weapon has not dropped yet. Oh, fuck. Stay away from it. I've not had to pop a potion yet. I am impressed with myself, mostly because of those. We're actually doing quite a lot of damage to this guy. I'm impressed. Oh, yeah, okay, we're getting to a point where we actually have to take care of these guys, and that means we have to avoid other bosses because we can't actually take care of them. Oh, boy. So what? We're on wave. I don't actually know what wave we're on. Just get rid of this guy, please. Oh, God, I don't have time. Oh, boy, this is where things really start. This is where the shit really starts flying. So we have two pumpkins on the screen at the same time. Thankfully, we have a lot of AoE damage, so we're actually damaging them both at the same time, just kind of gliding along between these two canyons. Whenever we have the opportunity, we drop down, pick up some parts, and begin the slow ascent again. There we go, wave 13. So we have 3 more waves. The normal enemies are still spawning as always. 2 of these guys right off the bat. Oh boy. I think we might have 3 on the screen at one point. Oh boy. Lots of lag. I have a lot of lights. Oh boy. Oh my god, what happened to my frame rate? It's just gone. Okay, there we go. That was horrifying. I lost my frame rate because of all the lighting updates that are happening right now. The game can't handle it. My computer cannot handle it. Just ate a mushroom. Because it was in my inventory. Just ate a mushroom. Lovely. Okay. Oh man, right off the bat. There we go. That's what I wanted. I think this cross necklace is actually doing me a lot of help. Oh god, no, not again. No, don't again. Don't do it again, please. Thank you. Don't make this, please. Don't make this a thing, please. I don't want to record. Like, first off, this is annoying to watch, and it's also annoying to play. I don't know what's doing that. I run this game perfectly fine. I'm recording at a solid 30 frames per second every other time. What the deal is. Oh, fuck me. What is this madness right now? There are 3 of these guys right now? I actually don't know these guys' AI or how it works. They seem to move faster in that, like when they have that angry face. There we go. No, stop! Oh god. This game doesn't like me. I don't like this game right now. I don't like it. I'm not cool with this. I'm not happy with this frame drop. What the hell is the deal? Like, it doesn't want me coming down because it has to render the lighting on the ground every time I come down. It just kills my frame rate. I don't like it. Oh well, we'll get used to it. There we go, final wave. This is actually, things are going way better than I expected them to. I wasn't expecting things to go as well, but the moon is almost done. The sun is almost rising, so if we can finish this wave before the night ends, that would be great. Hopefully we can get a ton of loot. Look at all this shit. Are you serious? Are you kidding me right now? Oh boy. Here we go. This is really not the greatest time to have FPS lag. Thank you. Oh, hey, that's it. That's a magic weapon. I managed to see that in the 5 frames per second fiasco. Thank you. Look at this. Oh no! Okay, the night ended. Oh well. So, that actually went way better than I thought it would. Let's see, is there anything else I can pick up? Spider egg. I picked up 2 of those. I think that gives me a pet. It does. Now I have a pet. There's a little pet spider, he'll follow me around. Oh, that's cute. Okay, what else? What all did they drop? Jack-o'-lantern launcher. There's the one I want. There's just the man I wanted to see. Get out of my inventory. My game is really lagging. I don't know what it is. Yeah, okay, I think it's just this area specifically. Oh boy, I don't know what the deal is. I think it's just this area specifically. Landing on this area specifically screws it up, which is why I had some issues. Okay. Oh, never mind. unscrew that. I got a cursed sapling. This guy's great. This guy's the best. He's way better than the spider. Just because of that. He's so adorable. So we do have pets. Pets have been available in this game for a long time. If you were around in the Halloween event, which is how you got these pumpkins to spawn, you can't buy them from the Dryad now. But there were goodie bags that spawned all the way throughout Halloween that give you lots of pets. Anyways, let's see. Here we go. This is really what I wanted to see. This is the powerful candy corn rifle. It's not a very good modifier. We'll get Unreal on it later. But this is the pumpkin moon drop for ranged guys. There is a jack-o'-lantern launcher somewhere in here. Oh boy. Let's go back over here. Jack-o'-lantern launcher is it does a rocket thing, I guess. I think it's rockets. Yeah, take my helmet off. 134, it's 80. Okay, so yeah, this is definitely a rocket thing. My sapling friend is just running around. Oh yeah, and it fires explosive jack-o'-lanterns. Okay. Gotta collect my thoughts again. Okay, I did kill like half my NPCs in that. Okay, so this thing, I don't actually know who sells it. I think it's the arms dealer who sells this stuff. The candy corn rifle fires candy corn as ammunition. He does. Okay, he sells the explosive jack-o'-lantern as well. I'm getting frame drops or something, I don't know why. But this thing is incredibly fast and it does a shitload of damage. That did 133. I don't even have my bullet damage thing on. Just mind you that. Let's go and put my bullet damage headset back on. There we go. Now it does 114 range damage. So that's not even with the best prefix. The best prefix is Unreal. So hopefully, you know, I guess it does plus 16. I don't fucking know. I'll figure it out eventually. So I'm really happy to have picked that up. As well as, this is the Bat Scepter, this is the magic thing. It summons bats to attack your enemies, so I'm pretty sure you just hold it down and it summons like a turtle bats. It does. So these bats, you throw them out and they will chase after your enemies. I don't know what the deal is, like with this lighting stuff. It's just not my friend today. It's, I thought it was that area in particular, but it's not. I don't know. Let's try this thing out. I want to find an enemy, please. These right here. It's not very difficult. Come on. I just want to show off. There we go. They run up to attack your enemy and they do a lot of damage. This is the Horseman's Blade. It's a pretty good modifier, actually. So, it's not very amazing on its own. It has auto-swing, which I'm very happy about. I'm not pressing, I'm just holding down the button, so that's very nice. But also, if you attack an enemy, oh perfect, I have two on screen. So if I hit one, it summons a pumpkin, which apparently kills my frame rate also, but it also comes out and it attacks your enemies. So hitting something with the sword summons things to come hit other things. So it's simultaneously like a close range weapon and also stuff you can use to hit people from afar. Okay, I think it's everything in my story. Aside from the pumpkin trophy. Oh boy. Wow, that actually went way better than I expected it to. I had pretty high hopes from the start, but I wasn't expecting to almost beat it under my first try. So, okay, I'm happy about that. Alright. I don't really know what to add else to that. That's the loot, the pumpkin moon, you already saw it once. I don't know if I can muster it up to record another one. We're already coming way up. We're way past how long ago this episode should have ended. We got a lot of sweet loot, so I'm probably going to go back and I'm going to farm the pumpkin moon a couple times, and then I'm going to come back with all the sweet loot from that time, and then we'll do the frost moon, and then things will be great. The next episode is probably going to be the final episode, depending on how things go, because I think that's all the content we have. There is an update that is coming pretty soon. It's been referred to as the Lunar Update or something like that, with 1.3. So I'm hoping to be able to cover that when it comes out. I can honestly, I've had enough of this game at this point. I've been playing it off and on with each new update for like 3 years at this point. I've got 160 hours logged into this thing according to Steam. So I think this is the time where I think I'm finally ready to just like. I think I'm ready to set this one down, especially after all that farming I did. before this episode. So, I'm like all hyped up on everything. Oh wait, do I have a traveling merchant here? I can show one thing off. Oh, I don't have a traveling merchant here. There's a fun little thing. If the traveling merchant was here, if I attacked an enemy while he's nearby, the pumpkins will actually attack him because they don't see him as an NPC. They just see him as an entity. So they will actually attack him, and you can't kill him like that. And he'll drop his hat, which you can pick up and wear as a vanity item, which I think is cute. Anyways, I just figured like telling you that. I think that's everything I have to say. So I'm gonna go farm some stuff, and I'll come back, and we'll do the Frostman thing. We're gonna fucking drop this game. I'm so ready for this Let's Play to be done. I've spent way more time on this stuff than I have any right to have. So I'm finally happy that we're closing in on the end. Anyways, as always,